Okay, let me turn this down. I always get an echo. Perfect. Thank you.
Awesome.
Yeah, everybody that's tuning in live, thank you for joining us. We're gonna get started here in just a sec.
Yes, we got our glasses. Cheers. Happy Friday, yo.
Oh, cheers. Let's cheers.
Cheers. I love you so much. Did I tell you, girl? So Sarah and I are always about coincidences and just we like little synchronicities. Did I tell you, girl? So I did a really fun, just kind of quick meditation this morning. Just my vision, us in the hot tub for this immersion with all the girls, all the ladies, and doing our boomerang. And I came out of it feeling just so high, so good, just so appreciative. Looked at my phone. It was 818, which is our number for the immersion,
Yeah.
which is literally incredible. Then this was so funny. I had a quick little audition this morning, just for a little commercial thing, and I'm pulling up the script, and right away the first line was setting the scene. It was a fish, right? A fish in a fish bowl, and all it said was with one palm tree. And while I just smiled because one, our palm trees are at this freaking house that I'm so pumped for. But what fish tank? It usually has a boat or something else, but a fucking palm tree. I'm like, okay, thank you, universe. We excited. We excited.
I love that. It's so much like my story. What's on my stories right now? Do you really want to choose that you live in a magical world that supports you? Or not. It's so true. And when you do, it's watch out. Synchronicities will flow and things start clicking into place and it feels like magic.
It's fun. It's so fun. And I choose to live like that. So I'm pumped for today. These 3 topics, I love this so much. We love helping and giving success tips for spiritual entrepreneurs because that's where our heart is and we are that as well. So I love this topic because I feel sometimes, especially with spiritual entrepreneurs, we're so empathic. I'll speak for myself. We want to serve all and help everyone, and we love the world so much, right? And we also have to remember that business is beautiful and spiritual business is beautiful, and honing into 3 epic, significant, successful tips is what can help move that needle forward, which is awesome. So let's go through this.
Yeah, we see this. Yeah, these are really, really important, you guys. And this is not even something that, that you can teach or coach somebody on. These are innate qualities that you really have to be honest with yourself. So we'll just dive into them without further ado. The first one is being willing to take action, not waiting for permission to take action, not waiting for permission, period, not waiting for permission to show up and be your most authentic self, waiting for permission sometimes we don't even give ourselves permission because we feel like we have to be ready for something, where actually the secret is not being ready, giving yourself permission to be messy, take messy action, do things before you feel ready. Claim your worth, claim your dreams, claim it, right? Giving yourself permission, because you're here creating epic things. That's what your desire is, especially if you're resonating with us. And I'm telling you, if you're looking for the outside world to give you permission, or someone in your relationship, your family, your community, or society in general, most of them are not doing it for themselves. They're not going to be able to do it for you. This is only boiling down to you, yourself, and you. You have to be able to give yourself permission. Nobody else is going to do that for you. It doesn't matter how many mentors or coaches you hire.
Do you know why, too? I love this. Do you know why? Because truly, everyone's in their own perspective. So, and everyone's personality is their own personal reality. So people are coming, literally living their own little worlds around them. So I feel like people mean well, especially our family. We the people we trust the most, our family. We lean into people that we trust and love, and they are coming from their own perspective. So this is key to me. Literally, you can't wait to give yourself permission, because you're never going to get it unless you give it to yourself. And one more thing, I would love to hear your opinion on this too, Sarah, that lit me up, is when you tap into remembering who you truly are. You guys, you are the creator. You are the creator, source, divine. And divine creator source has given us this kingdom. That is just truth. But you have to put yourself in a position to be able to get, to receive all that is yours by divine right. And I really feel by giving yourself permission, you're putting yourself in that position. Boom. And when I just got chills. When that happens, it's all these doors open. So that is key. So ask yourself, how can you allow yourself? Yes, we're getting some awesome hearts because, and thank
Mm.
you guys. I'm so glad that you're feeling this because it's just truth. And if you're getting chills like me, I always get the chills. Like you are on the right track. That is your truth coming through, reminding you of what you already know, right? Like truth is like you don't need Sarah and me to tell you this, but we do need. That's why we show up and we love doing this to all like remind each other. So put yourself in that position to receive by giving yourself permission. Boom.
I think we just found the quote that Emily's going to pull for us for social media, right? For Vanessa.
It's mine. I got it.
That's perfect. What did you say? That was so good because I got chills too at the same time. Giving yourself permission puts yourself in the position, puts you in the position to receive all that is already yours. Wow. What'd you say?
So good. So I said she'll
So
pick it up.
good.
She'll listen back. But
Yeah,
I love that we got
yeah.
some hearts, you guys. We see you. So happy that you're here, guys. Everyone on all our streams, if you're tuning in for the podcast, hello, hello. If you're tuning in with us live, like this is fun. Give us the hearts, like play with us because that gets it back in your cells and your remembrance. So that's huge. Okay, I love the second one too. Let's do the second one. The second one's really
Yeah, so the second one is just as important, you guys, and this is being able to trust your intuition and take decisive action. We work a lot with empaths. Everybody's getting the signs and synchronicities, but then they still sit and they hesitate, or they sit and they worry, they doubt, they have a lack of trust in self, a lack of trust in the fact that they're supported. It's going to boil down to you to being able to take decisive action consistently on your intuitive guidance system, guys. This is what's guiding you. This is part of your blueprint. It's being downloaded to you. You have to be able to take some action on that consistently, get really decisive. This, I don't know, energy. Maybe I should do this energy. I'm not really sure energy. Like maybe it's, blah, blah, blah. It's like, no, it is or it isn't. Let's figure it out. Like it's either a fuck yes or it's not. But can you take the action on the fuck yes? And it's like, oh, well, maybe I'll manifest it, or maybe I'll do this, or maybe I'll do that. I'm like, you could be sitting in this waiting game of like, oh, I'm just waiting for it always. I'm always waiting. I'm always waiting. I'm always waiting, right? I don't even like to say those words out loud because I don't want my consciousness, my subconscious to pick up on the, oh, I'm always waiting. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just saying this. You know what I mean? No, I'm not always waiting. I'm actually taking action on what I'm guided to take action on. So like Vanessa and I too, this how we're able to epically like just go from like 0 to 60 on so many massive, if we pulled the scenes, the curtain behind Divine Femme and showed you all the moving pieces and components that have been happening just in the last 45 days, really, because, we've had this huge transition since 2022. I mean, if we pulled the curtain back and we asked ourselves like, how is this happening? How is it happening? How is this growth? How is this happening? And a lot of this boils down to, one, we weren't waiting for anybody to give us permission. We gave it to ourselves first. Second, we trusted the intuitive guidance and we took decisive action in the now, in the now, in the now, in the now. It comes, it's not something that sits in the back burner. Maybe I'll manifest it. Maybe it'll be better. Maybe we should do it then. No, it came to us now. It lights us up now. It gets in our cells now. It feels like magic now. It feels like fun now. And we do it now, right? There's a decisive action, a discernment that is made, and then it's done.
I love that, girl. And this came to me too. I was thinking about this, you guys, like with that stagnant energy. One, clear that right now. That's done. You're no longer that person, right? Boom, anyone listening. But two, when an idea pops in, you guys, like that means you're in alignment. And before you allow your brain to overthink it, like follow through with that. It could be something so simple, like, hop on your stories and say this one quote. And you don't know why. Like that's where the intuition comes because source has all the other pieces, all the other moving pieces, working for us, which is awesome. So I've noticed like when you have that idea pop in where it seems so effortlessly, right? Like what are we about? We're about fun. We're about flow, which is what divine part and divine feminine energy is about with creation, with source. So when you are, you can feel the lightness with an idea drop in. And again, don't judge it. Like that's what happens. It drops in so quick for us. Things are happening for us, right? That we get in our head like, oh my God, is this the right one? So that's what Sarah means. And I love this. Trust your intuition because you guys are intuitive as fuck. We all are. We naturally are come with intuition. Trust that. And when that idea pops in, it means you're in alignment. So follow that through. Take and decide that you are someone, when you get that idea, you follow through. You don't judge it. You don't overthink it. You just do your part at showing up. and you let source work all the other pieces, which is incredible.
You call it in, and take that. Once you receive it, you're calling it in with your intention. You're calling it in with your desires. When it shows up, it's imperative, you guys, or you're dropping the ball and you're cutting off the cycle. If you want to complete the cycle, you have to take decisive action on that intuition, and then allow yourself to play with what shows up, right? And then that's where the magic happens.
Yes, and it's so magical. Like, it's fun, it's simple. Life really is simple, and we make it hard. We create drama because we do, because we want to, I don't know.
Because we attach meanings to things that do not have to be there. You attach meaning to what it means to be, successful, or be wealthy, or be like any of those things. What it's going to mean if you go out and you share your message, like, you attach meaning to things that just make it so much more difficult. So it's really time to get out of your own way.
Yes, get out of your own effing way. And this comes, I love this. Number 3, you guys, this was a great idea, Sarah. I love this one. I'll say it. Like, we were talking about, no one really talks about this one, emotional intelligence. And I always like to raise my hand and share from my experience and be vulnerable and transparent with you guys. I used to be this way until when I shifted, everything else around me in business shifted. But so many times, especially with spiritual entrepreneurs, this new age, kind of industry that's come up, so many people, like they sit and they wait for their feeling to dictate, the action that needs to be taken. And what that means is, like, you have clients that you sign and you don't feel like showing up for one Zoom. You kind of got to fuck that, because you have a commitment to make. It doesn't matter if you don't feel like it, like, or doing, like, if you do lives for part of your whatever, like, right, if you do lives and you don't feel like doing a live one day, like, you have to see the long-term effect of what your daily actions are bringing you. And so many times we sit and we get, like, into the feeling instead of following through, putting our CEO hat on, which is why I love Sarah, spiritual CEO, and really having a business mindset of knowing the actions that need to take part for your business. So this whole, I want to hear Sarah's viewpoint, but I love this idea of this whole, like, just having a high degree of emotional intelligence and stability so that you can show up and take your massive action, which moves the needle forward. Right?
Yeah. This is so big because we work with so many empaths, light workers, teachers, healers, the divine feminine, new paradigm leaders of the world, right? And very in tune to their feelings and their emotions. However, I often see them being used as a crutch and as a way to, like, spiritually bypass their commitments and their commitment to their calling, their consistency in showing up. And yet they say they want to grow a business. They say they want to be, have this massive and soul-driven empire. They want this freedom lifestyle. They want these things, and that's cool. But these are the qualities to be successful at entrepreneurship, especially spiritual entrepreneurship. If you are tuned and tapped into your emotions, you have to be able to recognize when you're allowing your emotions and to dictate the show, because your emotions are something that you are experiencing, just like your thoughts are something that you're experiencing. They change, guys, and they can be they're contingent on what is happening, because it's part of duality. It's part of this 3D experience. Your emotions are passing. I like to see it as like passing along the screen of awareness. It's like a cloud passing through your awareness. You have emotions. You also have thoughts. And those are going to change based on what you're experiencing. You could experience something, someone says something, you have a bad emotion. Someone else says something, you have a good emotion. You can't be at the throes of that and let that dictate whether or not you show up for yourself and your business and your clients and your message and your mission. If you do, then you are trapped in the duality of life instead of and you're just going to be on the pendulum swing. Let's just face it. One day is going to be a hot mess. The next day you're going to be on cloud 9 or somewhere in between. And you're just going to be at the throes of the pendulum swinging back and forth between duality. And you're going to be allowing your business to suffer because it is now rooted in this 3D world instead of rising into an inner state of consciousness, which is at a higher frequency, which is rooted in truth, self, soul expansion, the knowingness of who you are, regardless of what the emotions are, what the thoughts are that are going, recognizing that you're not those things. So detaching from that, being able to experiencing your emotions as an honorable thing. This is not about suppression. This is not about ignoring or suppression. You know, this is about allowing what comes up to come up, but having enough emotional intelligence and, keyword here, awareness, conscious awareness of it, that you can witness your emotions, and you can witness your thought patterns, and you can witness your sabotaging funk that you put yourself in, and not allow that to dictate and run the show. Again, your alternative to that is being on the pendulum and allowing that to swing you back and forth like a little yo-yo, like a little, and be at the mercy of, now you're at the mercy of what is happening in your experience. And when you are at that place consciously, like within your awareness, when you're at that place where you're constantly in the reaction mode, and you're and that's just where you're at, the universe has a really good way of consistently spinning that, like getting you so triggered in a way so that you can overcome that and come into a higher state of consciousness and a higher state of beingness that is always in peace, ease, and flow, despite what is happening. You can be in peace and still be a hot mess at the same time if you're tapped into who you are and experiencing the play, experiencing the divine play that's happening in your 3D experience with heightened awareness. You can go through immense suffering and immense grief, and I've been there, done that, and still be at a place of peace internally with that, and still be able to show up and do what I've committed to doing, and my commitment to my calling, despite what is happening in the 3D reality. Does that make sense?
I love that so much. And just tying it and closing it with this emotional, intelligence. It's interesting, you guys, like I love, sharing personal stories too. Like this was several weeks ago, or a couple weeks ago, before Sarah and I went live, like I had something massive happen to me, like right before. I felt like complete shit, did not feel like showing up. I'm like, oh my God, people can read my energy, until I paused for a second and took it back to my why, beyond me, got myself centered, took the time to get myself centered for a hot second, showed up, and to be honest, just surrendered. I was so present, because when you're present in the moment, you're not thinking about what just happened, you're literally present. And two things happened. One, I had such a fucking fun time with Sarah, which was incredible. And two, I got a message afterwards saying how someone had watched us and was so blown away with our energy, needed to hear that exact thing that day. Like it was perfect that you showed up. All this stuff comes together, right? When we get out of our own way. Like, isn't that cool? Like, so just bringing it around, like you can trust that, I understand the whole emotion, because I'm like, we're both empaths too, but this was so, so key to really have discernment and get in the success, the principle of emotional intelligence, guys, and having a high degree of emotional intelligence. And I love sharing that story, because like, look what happened when I was aware, gave myself a second to get centered, thought of my bigger why, showed up, was present, and boom, look at how that rippled up and continues weeks later too, which is incredible. So
that just like got me emotional just hearing you say that. That's so that's everything. Like having, when you were getting chills and you said that person that reached out to you that said it was exactly what you needed to hear. If Vanessa allowed her smaller self, the personality self that day, to lead versus her higher self, her true self, the one that knows, and she didn't drop into that presence, that person wouldn't have heard that day. It's not even about you guys. It's not about us. It's not about, like we say, like what we're creating isn't even about us. We're not even creating it. Source is speaking through you. Source is creating through you and sharing through you, your message and the words that you're guided to share. It's not even about you. And so connecting to that bigger why that Vanessa said is so important. That gets me so emotional, because when you think about all the people that are stifling their message, sitting there in fear, not sharing what they need, what is on their heart, and not having that ripple effect, that impact that can be so easy with one message showing up on one place and one platform, Maybe it lives forever out there, and someone else listens to it 5 years from now and has this amazing epiphany, because Vanessa or I or you one day decided to cut through the bullshit and not listen to the fear and just step into who we truly are, which is presence, source, love, awareness. Go ahead, Vanessa, there's something coming through.
No, I was just feeling it, like it, and I'm gonna bring it back. I'm gonna tie it around to our immersions, you guys. Like Sarah and I have now taken that step into our immersions, which is allowing Source to come through us and flow. And if this is resonating, since I know this is resonating, go to our links right now. In the show notes for the podcast, there'll be a link to go check out our upcoming immersion. Where what gets me super excited. It's about this energy. It's taking what we just did here and magnetizing it, because there's more of us to co-create and birth all these ideas that we've all like hidden for so long. In a pool, in a hot tub, having fun, creating. And I'm really pumped. It's like one of those things where like, you got to be there. You just don't know why. It could be that one thing someone says to you, that one collaboration, that one connection, that one moment or pause or just broken silence that just like fuels your cells. You got to be there. So sign up now. We are so pumped to elaborate this and really create our most prosperous year yet with the right people. So I'm so excited.
Yeah, with the right people, like calling in the right people, the ones that really get the underlying message that we're sharing here. It's so subtle. Being able to create from this place is everything. It's everything. And when you're surrounded with other women like yourself, harnessing and creating space for this energy, this is where your next million idea comes from, you guys. This is where your next business idea comes from that moves the needle. This is what catapults you in your life and your career. Whether you join us or not, cultivate this within your life and your experience today, now. But if you want to do it in a group of other spiritual soul sisters that are on the same path as you, and you want to be in that energy, because there is power in numbers. There is power in numbers. There is power of like-minded people coming together with similar intentions, holding space to birth something like this into the world through you and for the masses.
For the masses, dude. Oh my gosh. Embody your inner empress. Embody your inner empress. Embody your inner empress immersion. April 25th. Scottsdale, Arizona, with Sarah and I holding such a magical container with the divine right souls to fully express your goddess energy, fully play full the fuck out. You gotta be there. If you know you gotta be there, you command it, have the universe show you, and join us in the pool. Go register now. Super limited spots. It's so effing fun. And again, to be completely transparent, it's beyond me and Sarah. We're showing up, hosting this, doing our part. Do your part, show up, and let the magic unfold for you. Oh, it's fun.
Chill. So good, you guys. Happy Friday.
We love you guys.
We love you guys.
Yeah.
See you next week. And reach out to us if you have any questions whatsoever. Namaste.
Yes. Have a kick-ass weekend. Bye, love.